Hello and welcome. Today is April 2nd, and I wanted to do a recap of the trades that I took during the week of March 28th through April 1st, 2011. So let's start off with the first one. This one I actually purchased back on March 18th. So it would have been this day right around here. On the break of this trend line, the resistance there, you'll see the volume. Doesn't trade too much, right over 1,000,000 shares, but it did have a nice pattern, and as well as fundamentals. All the stocks I go along are fundamentally strong, and the ones that I short, as far as fundamentals go, suck. So, basically, in conjunction with the pattern and the fundamentals of the stock, is how I determine if I'm going to go long or short. But you can see that the volume, we did have. Let's see if we blow this up. So the volume was pretty much the same, and then on this day here, we did have an increase. But you can see on the days that they sold it, the volume had decreased. So, nice, volume pattern there. So let's see, I got it long at 89.20. I took some off. I took half off at 94.32 just to lock something in. I'll let the last half ride until I'm comfortable with a certain percentage gain, or until I feel that the up move is done with. Let's see. Next company is Holly Corp. I remain hesitant on this company, but a decent pattern, got some consolidation, break of this trend line here. I entered on 329, which would have been this day here, right on the break of this resistance back there, and the real resistance is 62. But so I entered at 60.45 on this day here. I took some off because I was hesitant. So I locked in half of that at 62.12. And then, you can say that's forming, cup and handle type pattern, and, if we got above this resistance there, then, it'd probably make for a pretty nice trade. So, I remain long. The stop's at the, my original buy. Next stock is OpenText. Got long at 59.50. That was on 329. And, kind of a lot of similar patterns here. The institutions won on this one. I let it consolidate. You see that during this whole time frame, it looks like institutions were accumulating or selling their shares, but for the most part accumulating. And then you see that the average during this period is probably just around half. Let's see, actually. It's only about 200,000 shares, and then if you go here, it's 700,000. So about 3 times the volume. And during the course, pretty much during the week, the volume was greater than it normally is. And so I did sell some on, sold half on 330 at 63.10 to lock something in. The next stock is Panera. This one, again, similar pattern. Institutions want it. I let it consolidate. You see right on the break of this resistance, which was the day I entered, on 329, I bought it at 123.20, and then I haven't taken any of this off yet. I do like the volume, even though it's lighter volume on the Thursday and Friday, but maybe I'll take some off on Monday. But the pattern looks good. We had the break of the resistance. On the break, we had greater volume. So we'll see where this one takes me. Let's see. I entered this company here, very light volume, but I went long right on the break of this resistance at 78.42 on 330. It looked promising on Thursday when an increase in volume came in, and I did want to take some off, but I was a little greedy. And then Friday, increase in volume came in on the selling side, so placed a stop at the original buy point, and If I get stopped out, I get stopped out. No big deal. Because if you let your winners ride and you cut your losers short at the end of the day or week or whatever, um, you, you're going to have a winning position or a greater. You may have more losses, but as far as profit and money goes, you'll be on the winning side. So the next stock here was RHB. Again, similar pattern. Volume came in over here. Very thinly traded stock, only about 125,000 shares a day. I don't really like that, but the position, I have a reduced position in this. The real break is right around this 38 level. So we'll see. It looks like during this consolidation period we have the accumulation. So hopefully it goes, but it's not prayer and hope. It has good fundamentals, and obviously someone wanted it back here, and I'm just looking for the next pop. So let's see. I got long at 37.05, so I'm break even right now, but I haven't sold any of it. But it was tight stop as well. We'll see where it takes me. The next stop is Weight Watchers, WTW. Again, similar pattern. We had a nice institutional buy, or whoever it was buying. You wouldn't think this is a $70 stock, but obviously someone does, and I want to be doing what the institutions do or the hedge funds do. So as long as you follow them, you'll probably make money. So we had some light volume back here during this consolidation phase, and then on the break of this resistance, we did have an increase in volume. Typically, volume is about 500,000 shares a day, and on this day here, it was over 4 times the normal volume. And then even on this day and this day, so obviously someone's coming in to buy the stock. I did take a little bit off on Friday at 71.55. I think it was like a almost 7% winner, and I remain long half of it. So see where it takes me. And the last stock is Chesapeake Energy. Let's see, we got ascendant triangle. I don't really pay. Well, I do pay attention to patterns, but it's really the volume and how it acts during the day or during the week. And but you see back here, obviously someone wanted it, and even during here we had some nice consolidation on lighter volume. It popped, and then we're within this triangle here, and we don't really, they say if you get all the way to the end, then it probably won't break out. So if it's going to break, it should break next week to the upside. If it does break, then I would expect a nice move out of this one. But so I got in at 34.13. Currently it's a loser. The stop is tight on this, and we'll see where it brings me. But just so that was a recap of the trades during the week. Pretty nice week for me. Pretty much I think all the longs, when I exited half of it, I got at least 6%. I would say probably the average was 5.5% for the week. And then let's just take a look at the SPY. So on a weekly chart, you can see that we had the break of this. If it works, we had a break of this trend line here. Nice move. I mean, that's a great move to the upside, and I was expecting, was it on a monthly chart? Well, you can see that possibly head and shoulders here, and we don't really want that to come to fruition, but we could possibly maybe get down to $60 here and have another meltdown. But you see, these are both parallel lines, and we're right at the parallel line here. So I'm cautious. I'm cautious every day, and I think everyone needs to be cautious every day because for the most part, it looks like we go up to we're to the upside, but you gotta protect your gains and your positions and move in cash if we have bad days. But the market shook out the buyers here, and then I'm sure there were some bears that got aggressive, and then the bears got shaken out on these 2 weeks here, but the volume was lighter, so that's something to keep an eye on a daily chart. Well, actually, let's go back to the weekly. We have these distribution days, and that means something's occurring. There's a correction taking place, and you want the corrections because you want to see the other stocks set up, and once these other stocks set up, then you can buy them. So that's something that I remain a little cautious about with this volume here, but it looks like maybe people can start going along again, but the first time it reaches this resistance, usually we don't break it, and so just remain cautious. That's pretty much all I'm saying. But either way, have your longs ready and have your shorts ready. That's what you're supposed to. You're supposed to come in every day with a long and short list, so you can take action whichever the way the market, um, whichever way the market acts. So you have a list to go long or short. So that's a recap. Hope you enjoyed it, and have a good weekend. Thank you.